Chris Graham for Top Rope Pro Wrestling, and we're talking with Kat. Kat's going to be on our show New Year's Chaos Saturday night, January 5th, 2013, Virginia Horse Center in Lexington, Virginia, taking on Angelina Love. Kat, first off, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very excited about the show.
Well, and we're excited to have you. And first off, let's just talk about the matchup with Angelina. I know you and Angelina know each other from your time in various capacities in wrestling. I think also there was a storyline angle that was working out in TNA that had you two involved. So maybe talk about this upcoming match and opportunity to get in the ring with her.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome because I spent the better part of the year, I guess, in a storyline working with her, teaming up with her, and, you know, the backstage scripts we did, but I never actually have wrestled her in a one-on-one singles match. And I greatly admire her talents, and I think that it's going to be a pretty awesome experience to finally get to step in the ring with her. A lot of people always ask me, you know, who would you like to wrestle that you haven't wrestled, and she's always one of the people on the list, so it's going to be pretty cool.
Well, we're pretty lucky to have that first match, obviously. Kat joining us here. She's going to be wrestling Angelina Love at New Year's Chaos. And so maybe preview the matchup. How do you think this goes? You've not worked together, but you've put some thought to it maybe as far as how this might look on January 5th.
You mean, like, do I have a strategy to beat her?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, you know, I always have some tricks up my sleeve. You know, if all else fails, I'll pull out all the stops to do whatever it takes. I don't know. I think we're pretty evenly matched, to be honest with you. But I think that I can just about pull it out of that, if I'm lucky.
You've worked with some of the greats in women's wrestling in your career. Maybe talk about, some of your favorite matches, some of the favorite people you've worked with in the ring, and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. There's so many. Right down to when I first started, over in England, I wrestled a lot of the guys. That was always a super awesome experience that they were so, gracious with me and helping me, and that they would, really put me over as a performer. I got to wrestle Sherry Martel back in 2000, I think it was, which was obviously, a pretty epic experience for me.
Yeah.
To step into the ring, and she was so gracious and so wonderful, just the nicest person to work with. Then right down to OVW, of course we have Beth Phoenix, ODB, Serena, a lot of really talented people, and Mickey James, always amazing in the ring, Victoria. Too many to even mention, really. So I've worked with some really incredible people, so I've been very lucky.
We're talking with Kat here on our show, and you mentioned obviously your background. You're a native of England, and you got your career start there. Maybe is there anything different to wrestling in Europe and England versus the wrestling we see here in the United States? If what subtle differences maybe between the styles of wrestling in the two different parts of the world?
I think England traditionally had wrestling. Mm-hmm. Back in the 70s, 80s, it was a really big deal. It was on TV, and they had their own very specific style. The show was called World of Sport, and it was a lot of very technical wrestling, primarily, which on some of their promotions in England still sort of honor that a little bit more. They have more that old school style, but a lot of the newer promotion basically, sort of emulate the American style that we have over here. So you get a little bit of both there, but they do. There's definitely a traditional British style that I can't actually do, but there are some people who are very proficient at it.
Now, you're on the West Coast now. Talk about maybe what you're doing these days. Obviously, you're wrestling and keeping your schedule busy with that. Do you have anything else going on that's keeping you busy?
Well, yeah, I'm over here. I'm working on my acting career. I did a couple of independent movies, one out here, one in New Jersey. I was in a pilot. I've also written a short film that I'm going to be filming in January, I'm hoping. So I'm sort of transferring transitioning into the film world a little more. I do have an acting background. I did film and drama at university, and I did some plays in London and stuff like that. So it's something that I've always loved to do and that I want to doing more of now.
Well, Kat's going to be at New Year's Chaos Saturday, January 5th, 2013, Lexington, Virginia, the Virginia Horse Center, taking on Angelina Love. We're looking forward to it, Kat. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to it, too. Thank you so much.